welcome to another edition of Mark and Melody in the Kitchen, where we are in stuffing extravaganza.
Stuff. If you haven't seen our episode, we just did a segment about just the simplicity, the basics when it comes to stuffing, how you can make your basic recipe, and now we're just going to get a little more advanced and show some people some really cool things that they can do with stuffing.
You just don't know how much variety there is in something as simple as stuffing. And so we're going to show you. Yeah, we're going to show you some things. Yeah. And Mark, I love this. People cut their celery and they throw away the top.
Right.
I use the top. I don't throw away anything.
And this is actually one of the best things to go in the actual stuffing. And of course, you can make it as fine or as big as you want here. So
nice. Well, you know, the pan with the red handle over there, if you want to throw some celery and onion in there for me, we're going to get that going while we're doing something else. Love this.
I'm going to just do the whole thing because I like celery.
Oh, I did wash it ahead of time.
Oh, no. You washed all the nutrients off of it?
No, I just washed it, though.
All right, so you want some, what in here?
I want some celery and onion in that pot.
So what do you think? I'm going to, because you're doing a special one back here, right?
Yes, I am.
So probably about that much celery.
You know I love my onions.
Oops. Actually, I put too much in. Here, I think we'll just use all this, right?
Oh, a little more, yeah.
Okay.
Can't get too much onion.
Boom, just like that. There we go. Okay.
Now tell me.
Tell me where my towels are. Boom, I got one right there.
What are you going to do here? What's your first one?
Well, we're going to get this boiling off here real quick. I do need some flavor, of course.
Right.
Just like last time, we're going to run with some thyme. And what's the second ingredient?
Let me see. Would it be sage?
Sage, exactly. Thyme and sage. And let me tell you, sage is your #1 key ingredient when it comes to stuffing. Thyme and sage is what's in your poultry seasonings. Now, a lot of seasonings are going to have the ground savory. So I'm putting a shot of ground savory in there.
I love the ground savory. It's good.
A lot of poultry seasonings are actually going to have nutmeg. So I'm putting a shot of nutmeg in there. A lot of poultry seasonings also have ginger. So I'm putting a nice little shot of ginger in there. And then, of course, you do have your rosemary.
Oh, yes, I love the rosemary.
You can run with your Italian seasonings. You've got your oregano, you've got your basil, just like that. Of course, we do need a little bit of salt, but I'm not going to put a lot in there because we're going to hit this with some of this McKay's chicken style seasoning.
And that's the vegan special, right, Mark?
Right.
No MSG, no whey.
But it does have salt in it.
It does have
a sodium-driven flavor. So, but basically, that's a chicken broth.
That's a chicken. That's a stock.
So if you were doing, like, there's a lot of vegan chicken broths out there. Chickenless, I think it's chickenless, right? And do we want some butter in here?
You do. I don't, but I won't put any in mine.
Well, let me put a shot in here then.
Okay.
Because
and this is not real butter. This is Earth Balance, which is a vegan blend. It does have fat, but for people who do use some of the fat, that is a better version to go.
Right. And it's really not a lot for such a big pot here. I went mild on it for you.
Yeah, I noticed how mild that was. That's why I used to have hips the size of him and I.
Yeah, but look at this girl. I don't know if you've seen her lately, but she has lost another. I went on the road. I went on a trip for 2.5 months. I come back and she's down another 20 pounds. I think every time I leave, she's going to lose more weight. And
is it time for you to go?
I'll be coming back home, and it's going to be like, Melody, where are you?
I'm like, I'm standing right here in front of you. You just can't see me anymore.
Yeah, you're hiding behind a pole.
Oh, I've got 20 more pounds to go.
Yeah, but doing fantastic.
20 pounds to go. Throw that lid on there for me, Mark.
Okay.
I want that to steam.
You need to get that heated up
together. Now, what do you want me to do here? Do you want something?
I do want to get some red pepper.
Okay.
In here. Let's grab this little container that I have behind me that it's a muffin tin. It's a brand new invention of a muffin tin. And do
you want me to spray it a little bit?
Yeah, because we're going to make some stuffing with the and put them in this tin here.
Okay,
and do something different.
How about, do you need a bowl? Now, what bread do you want in there, Mark?
Well,
I've got a varieties of bread here, folks.
Got so many
I've got the white bread here, hard crusted bread. Oh, these are really so good when you're doing a stuffing. I also have a cornbread that we made, a vegan cornbread. We can give you the recipe for that.
Well, I think we're going to start and take that whole container up here. Give me that whole thing.
Okay.
And we're just gonna do this whole thing all at once here. Say when.
When? Let's try that.
One good thing to do when you're making stuffing like this, you can always make a little bit extra because you can always add more bread to it.
You sure can.
If you need more water, I've always got a backup water here. So if you do run a little short on this mixture and it's still too dry,
It's still too
you
dry?
can just hit it with a little bit of regular water in order to get the moisture content that you're looking for. But we've got more of this, so
Good.
I'm gonna give it to you.
I think that did it right there.
What do you think?
Oh, yes. Facial.
Oh, man.
Savory facial.
This smells so good.
Mark, this smells so wonderful.
The neighbors are going to be knocking on the door. If you hear our puppy, we know that the neighbors have smelled this.
Yes, and her.
Yeah, absolutely.
When Mark and I are in the kitchen in the studio cooking, and if Sandy, Mark and Brenda's dog, is out in the other room, guess what? She starts barking because she can smell all these wonderful
Yeah.
flavors.
Now the trick to it when you're actually using bread that has not been dried out is not to over mix it, or you're just going to turn it
Mush.
apart. So you kind of want to just do more of a folding. And
Okay.
that's all sprayed?
Yes, I always spread
Okay.
it.
So we're just going to take big old scoops like that.
Now, Mark, everything is really cooked in here, but what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the oven, about 350 for 20, 25 minutes. It depends on the variation of your oven. You might have a convection. Altitude has a lot to do with cooking. We just want to really brown this and set it in, don't we? Mm-hmm. All right.
And I'm going to let you fine tune it because you got the gloves on right now, and I'm just going to get you the pieces over here.
All right.
This is a fun way. This is really a fun way.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine sitting down at the dinner table with your own little muffin of
Right. Everybody gets a little individual portion.
They do. It looks so beautiful.
And what do you think? Is that enough for you?
I think so.
I'm going to pull that back then.
Yes.
Man, I could eat this just like this.
Why not?
That is so good.
All right, now
Okay.
I
Now I'm going
like
to put
the
some
look.
peppers in this one.
Now I'm going to throw this one in the oven while you're
Oh,
doing
in
that.
fact, you know what? Here,
What?
bring that back
Put a
over
little
here.
pepper on top.
Here, I've got some almonds here. What do you think?
Oh, a little sliver of all. Yes, yes.
Little almonds, and they'll probably toast a little bit. So just needed something, didn't it?
It did.
That's why I like using the red bell pepper because it does give it a little color.
Do you want any on
No,
this?
I'm
You're
fine.
good to go.
Traditionally, people are not going to use bell pepper in their stuffing, but to give yourself a little color, it works great. And
All right.
or you can use even tomato. You can take tomatoes and just pull the seeds out and just use the meat of it, and you'll get color out of that as well. Okay, what do we need to do next?
You know what, Mark? We've got a pumpkin over here. I'd love to stuff that pumpkin.
Yeah, you want to stuff it with some rice?
Let's put a little rice.
I knew
We're
she
gonna-
was going to do that.
I'm a rice girl. Now this is a blend that I make where I take
Yeah.
I take a cup of organic brown rice, and I take another cup, but I put the black wild rice, I put the red rice, and I make a combination there, and then I do a half cup of quinoa.
Okay, I was wondering because I knew something different was
Yeah,
in there.
and I mix it all together, put my seasonings in, put it in my rice cooker or grain cooker, and off I go. So it's awesome that way. How's that taste? Just
Yummy.
like itself. It's
That'll
just
work.
a savory. Now, do you want a little bread with this? Do you want one of
Any,
your
any way
breads?
you want to do it.
Why don't we add
And you can do the whole wheat.
this?
You know, a
is
lot of
whole
people
wheat.
don't do whole wheat when it comes to stuffing because it will fall apart. Let me tell you. In fact, if you want to put a little bit of white in there,
I am.
But you just don't want to mix this up. If you really start agitating it is when it really starts falling apart.
It's a little gluten-free.
So it's a little more challenging. You want some of this? We're
I
just going to
do.
go with the same mixture here.
I do.
And I'm guessing about like that.
That looks good. Maybe a little more.
And then what we did here is we just took a pumpkin, hollowed it out. That easy.
Now we're going to bake this in the
Little more?
oven. Yes, a little more.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, I love the red pepper in here, and with that wild rice blend. Wow.
Yeah, the red pepper just goes that
And
color.
I don't
with
want to
it.
mix it too much, Mark. I just want to evenly coat the moisture with the bread and the rice.
Let me get my
then-
gloves on.
And then we're going to put it right there in that pumpkin.
Just because this kind of gives me a little heat barrier to,
I don't want to make too big of a mess, but I can't see that side of it. Now, do we need
Yeah,
to?
you're doing good.
Doing good?
Yep. Nice part about doing this is probably going to take a good hour and a half in the oven. Now, if you use cold stuffing, like you were using it from the day before or something, it's going to take even longer. So when you use a hot stuffing, it's going to get done a lot quicker. This is not going to go in the oven until the last half hour.
And then you'll place it on just to...
Boom, right on top. So I'll set this aside, and we've got that one ready to go. In fact, if you want to make another one with that other one and just fill up the rest of that, we could do that easy.
I will do.
That easy.
You know what? I'm going to pour it right in here. I don't want to waste it.
Oh, how about some mushrooms in there then?
Yes, I love
Here, I'll just put a
portobellos.
handful of mushrooms in there.
That almost tastes like you've got a little bit of meat texture to it whenever you're eating it. It is really awesome.
And the other nice part about doing this, if you're going to do stuffing, you can do big batches of stuffing and then put it in the freezer. You know, you can put it in baggies after it's cooked or before it's cooked. Either way, and it works great. In fact, another good thing, let's say you've got a container and you want to refire it when it comes to stuffing. Just pour water in it. And once the water is kind of like above the bread level, then you just throw it in the oven and it will actually just absorb right into it. Okay, you want to do this in here instead of the pumpkin? Okay, we're going to save the pumpkin. Now see how much moisture is in this? This one's having a lot more moisture in here.
And that's okay because when it bakes, it's
the only thing it's going to take is longer to cook.
That's right.
Right.
You know, that is
Ooh, that
is
one's
beautiful.
Uh-huh. Oops. Oops, I accidentally put some almonds on there.
Oops.
Okay, there you go, just like that.
Okay.
And so this one's going in the oven?
Yes.
I'd say probably about 45 minutes on that one.
Do we have room on that
I will
one?
get that in a minute here for you.
Okay. All right. Now, Mark, this is one I want to do.
Is this where you want your
I want mine over
mixture
there.
over here?
I
Okay.
want mine over here.
We'll
How
play
does
some
that look?
musical.
How does
Oh,
that
it's
look
great.
here?
Yeah.
Looks great. Okay. This is something that we're going to do here.
And it's okay to have your celery and onions a little bit firm. You know, so, you know, some people like it when they have their stuffing that has a crunch to it because it actually gives you a texture that you would not normally get. You know, and even with the almonds, you know, that's a texture thing. So anytime you can add a little texture diversity to something, it works. So, yeah, you don't have to overcook.
Now, Mark, this is a product I love.
What do you got going on here?
This is a Leahy gravy. It's one of the best vegan gravies on the market. There is none as good as Leahy.
And we don't work for them either, but they're really good, so check them out.
I want you to be able to enjoy the products like I enjoy them. But what I'm doing,
Leahy,
foods.com. Tell them Mark and Melanie sent you. But what I did is I mixed the brown and the chicken because I want
You're
what,
taking my secrets, aren't you?
I want a turkey. I want a turkey. So
anytime you need turkey flavoring, you mix half chicken and half beef. Chickenless, beefless. I mean, we've done it for years in restaurants, and nobody has ever known that it's not turkey.
I need some of that water.
In fact, I would guess that most of the turkey gravy that you get in restaurants
is beef and chicken.
Doesn't have any turkey in it. Is that enough?
Yes, that's plenty.
It is just beef and chicken gravies mixed together, and boom, you got turkey. I'm giving away all the trade secrets. I'm going to have these chefs calling me up saying, "Don't tell those people that. They'll quit coming in our restaurants."
It works.
So.
Okay, now I hope I should have about a cup of the Leahy gravy mix in here that I mix together, half of each. So we do components, you know, half and half to be the same. And about 4 cups of water. Mark's going to stir that for me.
Is this going to thicken up into a gravy or thinner than a gravy?
Now, I didn't measure that water going in there, so I hope it does.
So, but that's your flavor. Do you need any other flavors in it, or you're pretty much getting your flavor out of
I'm getting
the
all
gravy?
of my flavor out of the gravy. You can shoot a little McKay's chicken seasoning in there if you want. You might put a little bit of sage, so everybody's different. Rosemary, I love rosemary. I just don't think you can get enough of it. But that should have a really good texture to it already. I'm going to reuse this. No, I'm going to use this bowl right here because I'm not going to have you pull all of it.
Okay.
I'm just going to put some of this. Okay, I know I'm messy. This is a gluten-free. I want you to see you can do gluten-free, and you're probably saying, well, Melody, your gravy mix isn't gluten-free. They have gluten-free as well.
Now, you dried these, didn't you?
These are dried. I left them out. I wanted them to dry a little bit.
Which is going to take up more of this moisture, so I think you're probably about just right with this.
More of the moisture. All right, Mark, if you'll just pour some of that over here. Let's see how much we're going to get here. A little bit more. And I say use your favorite gluten-free bread. I love DeLand, it's my favorite. Their millet special, it doesn't say gluten-free, but it is. I love the DeLand. But most of the stores, even Aldi's now has gluten-free bread.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are carrying them.
So this is actually a stuffing that's not your traditional stuffing with the savory and the sage and the thyme. It's a gravy based.
It's a gravy based.
So you don't need to go by the book, by the way stuffing is traditionally made. In fact, I would tend to wonder when stuffing was originated.
I wonder.
I know it was in like the 1300s, but I'm not sure exactly what they were stuffing or how they created it. They probably just getting rid of leftovers like this, just boom.
You
hey,
know, my
this is
mother
what we
always
do.
made a stuffing, and she put it in a casserole dish and baked it in the oven. She did put stuffing in the turkey when they ate turkey. I've always been a vegetarian. And it was wonderful to give those flavors to the turkey, but we really ate the stuffing that she made in the casserole dish.
Look at that. All right, so that's probably going to be a 30-minute one in the oven, huh?
Probably, probably.
And one more you got? I think we got one more, don't we?
I do. You know what I want to do here? Right here. Oh.
Cornbread.
Let's do I love cornbread stuffing. It's probably one of my favorites. And we can either do the traditional, we can take some of the traditional, add it to the gravy mix, or we can do one of them. It doesn't matter.
Well,
do whatever you
know
like.
what we like to do?
Yes.
A little of both, especially on the end.
Oh,
so,
look at that. How about a little rice in there?
Because I want to get some color in here. Okay, but yeah, let's get the color and the sage in there. And I'm going to go right like that. I think you're going to be about just right there. Get that color in there. Now, cornbread, too, is a little more difficult to work with.
It is.
But as long as you're light and delicate and don't overdo it,
and
you know
that's just about where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and don't worry if you got a couple dry pieces in there.
It's okay.
It's okay because as you bake this, that moisture is going to expand all throughout. And a lot of stuffing, you know, they'll do that in the saran wrap it even. You can saran wrap it in order to get the moisture working. And what do you think? Something like that?
I love it, Mark. I put a little rice in with that. If you wanted to, you could pour a little more of the gravy on top of it.
I was just going to do that too.
My brain and Mark's brain should have been in the same head.
Yeah, I was going to go right like that.
Awesome?
I was going to go like this.
And a few almonds
just for
on
some
top?
color. Yep, exactly. And boom, 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 just
Love
like that. Good to
How
go.
gorgeous. All right, now, what else do we have?
We've got a lot of things here. We can fill that last pumpkin up right here.
We can.
I'll grab this over here.
We're going to put the rice.
Yeah, let's try one with this in there because
How about these
I'm real curious about
portobello
this.
mushrooms.
Gravy.
He is curious.
Yeah. Well, sometimes Melody does things differently, and most of the time they turn out really, really good. And then, you know, sometimes I do things differently, and most of the times they
turn out
pretty good. Yeah. So,
folks, it's not just about the flavors. It's being together over the holidays with family, the people you love, and sharing stories throughout the year. You know, that's what holidays all about. But if you notice more comfort, coming at the table when everybody's sitting there eating and talking about past events in their lives, the things that they've done. I mean, the food is a social place. And so we want not only for it to taste good, but we want it to be healthy for you. That's the most important thing, is the health.
Exactly. You know, that's the whole purpose of us doing these events, is to teach you how to eat healthier, how to eat smarter, so that you'll live a healthier, longer, more vibrant life. That's just what we do. So, boom.
Oh, Mark.
With flavor. With flavor.
Oh, he hasn't tasted this yet. You know, he doubts. He doubts. He's not. I can tell by his tone of voice. You know, I wonder just how that's going to taste.
That works.
It really works, doesn't it? Wow.
Sometimes Melody will go a little low on salt, things like that.
Because I don't use them myself, but when I cook for other
that's
people.
one of those things that you can salt or, but that's fabulous flavor, especially with the mushrooms.
Oh yes, love
All right,
it. We're
so
gonna,
this one's gonna go in the oven too.
I think we've used up just about everything we have, but how about, Mark, if we take all these, put them in the oven, bake them off, and come back here and show you
Exactly,
what we
that's what we'll
finished
do.
with. We'll be right back.
Oh, we got, all right. Well, everybody, we got so many stuffings here, we don't know what to do with all of them. I think I'll give you this one.
And no turkey.
Yeah, no turkey. Yeah. Hey, how do you like this one?
I love that. And that's a little bit of cranberry on top
Yeah.
with some almonds and bell pepper, red bell pepper.
Gives it a nice color, doesn't it?
Really nice. Great flavor too, I'm sure.
And then this one.
This, okay, I'm gonna put, looky here. This is, you know, this is what really happens when you're cooking in the oven, isn't it,
Yeah,
Mark?
hide that part. Aren't we supposed to hide that?
No, it's the truth of cooking, but show them what you do to.
What she's talking about is these areas here that have really went over a little bit. Any culinary show you see on the planet will actually wash those. They'll scrub them up and they'll get them all cleaned up before they bring them out. And but not here. We really want to show you what the reality is of the kitchen, not the fake kitchen that most people show you. And oh, how's those looking?
What do you think?
Yeah, there we go. These you got to be a little careful with, and what I would suggest doing is spin them around with the knife and pull them out and put them on a plate and then warm them up, because you're going to
Yes.
want to let these cool in
Yes.
order to get them out. And then once they're cooled, you're going to want to warm them up a little bit. But I think that's the challenge, is because you're never going to get them out of there hot. They would
And
just,
you know something they could do, Mark? An idea that I would probably do myself is I would probably take a little bit of that leftover gravy mix and maybe just top off the top of it.
oh,
You
put
know,
a little
just
drizzle over the top.
Just
Yeah,
drizzle over
I
the
like
top.
that.
How beautiful that would be.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. We got 3 more here.
We do.
And you know what Melody is doing right now? She is teaching you
How to plate.
a little bit about color.
Color. Now, what color do you like the best? And I'll tell you what color I like the best.
Well,
Everything looks
everything
great
but
on
the
white.
blue.
Now, I like the blue.
Yeah.
I do. I like the visual of the blue, but I love the golds that come off
This
the
one,
humes
yep.
right off of the gold and the red. I love that
The
one
red,
just as well.
that hits.
And the green even
yeah.
looks really nice. So see what happens in
Especially
white.
if you had some little red pepper on top.
A little red pepper too.
If that was a red pepper one.
Oh,
it
I
would,
got something. Move some of this over, Mark.
oh, we've got the big enchilada coming out. Okay, here. This is what we got. But look at this. You got corn stuffings. It is so easy to do stuffings, and this is a little bit of the advanced stuffing. Woohoo! Look at that.
Dum.
Now let me tell you, this baby right here, you can see how it's soft and pliable. That's what you want. It's a little browned on the top, which is okay. And if I share with you my knife here, I could actually cut right into this. Yeah, it's soft enough that you could
Yes.
cut right into it. And then I've got my tops right here. So you just put the top on like that, and people are going to look at that, and they're
And
going to
that's
say,
how you would
wow,
serve it.
look at that. Isn't that
Wow, that is so pretty.
great? We should have been a cook.
We should have been chefs.
Yeah, we should have. We
I
should have.
know.
Yeah.
But, you know, we should have thought of this
What
stuff
were we
a long
thinking?
time ago. Who knows?
So
We had one in saran wrap right here
now that's because
We
it
wanted
will
this.
keep the moisture in it.
to keep the moisture.
That's for Brenda. That's for.
This is Miss Brenda's
That's
here.
Brenda's
That's why
VIP
he
right
did that
there.
too.
Yeah.
Do you have a fork?
I'll try that one. I want
Do
to
you
try
have a
that
fork?
one.
Which
I do,
one?
right here. I got
Which
a couple
one
of
do you
them.
want to try?
That one.
This one?
Yeah.
Now
That's
what?
the one with the mushrooms, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it was a little wet. Remember, it was a little wet. Oh, it's steaming. Look at it, steaming hot. So be careful. Don't try this at home, kids.
This is Mark. You got to try the cornbread one.
That one's
Try
perfect.
this one. That is so yummy.
Really good.
And the rosemary. Did you taste the rosemary in that?
It's not dry. It's not.
No.
It's moist.
We'll have to do a program and show everybody how to make my cornbread. Because I don't use dairy, and I use.
And it's gluten free.
It's gluten free. You can do it gluten free or with the wheat, but this is the gluten free one. Try that one.
That scares me.
Does it really?
Well,
I think you're really going to like it though. It's got
some of the
great
gluten-free.
flavor.
Did you try it?
No, I'm waiting on you to put it over.
You just know.
I just know. I just know. Good.
The gravy makes it. It's like built-in gravy.
It does.
Sauce with it. So, cranberries. There are lots of different variations you can do on these. Right now, today, I think this is kind of the advanced program. It's not even the gourmet. We can do stuff that is far more gourmet, but we want to just teach you how to make your life easy at home. And so this is one that you can run with tons of different varieties.
I love it. I mean, I can't wait to try one of those.
Those look really good.
I wasn't really all that hungry till we brought all the stuffings out of the oven, especially the pumpkin. Now, man, I could just dig right into this. This would be like my meal. Little green beans with that.
And so healthy. Very little oil.
Oh,
We
it
didn't use
is.
hardly any oil.
It is. I love this stuff. You know, Mark, I hope people out there that are watching that you don't wait till just Thanksgiving or you don't wait till Christmas to do something special for the family, because I think this is something I like to have year round. Maybe not every, week, but it is something to have special, maybe every month or two on the table.
Yeah, and if you look at the different things you can stuff, I mean, not just pumpkins, but you can do stuffed zucchini boats.
Oh, yes, you can.
There's so many different
Eggplant.
things.
Eggplant is another good one to stuff. Tomatoes.
Yeah,
You
simple
can do
things.
Simple things. I mean, potatoes, you can haul out the potatoes like twice baked, but instead of putting the potato back in, you can mash that up and put some of the stuffing inside of it.
You know what might be interesting too?
What's that?
Is if you took this stuffing, smashed it down, and actually pan fried it, and used that as your bread for a sandwich or a burger.
Or baked it.
Ho, 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 ho.
Mark fries, I bake.
See how we come up with inventions though?
You know, we have
You
done
just
it
press
just
that
off the
down.
cuff. There's
Yeah,
been sometimes
yeah.
him and I will be cooking something and we'll say, hey, let's try this. And I love that. Be creative in the
Absolutely.
kitchen. It's a canvas,
Absolutely.
isn't it, Mark?
Be creative.
It's
Yeah.
a canvas. So I'm so glad that you joined us again here in the kitchen with Mark and Melody. And hopefully you come back next time. Have a great holiday season or any season to eat something like great stuffing.
See you next time.